Do you still think the U.S. government should collaborate with labs like Wuhan, especially on research that experts consider risky?
Well, we have always been very careful, and looking forward, we will continue to be very careful in what we do.
He didn't answer the question. Do you still trust the Chinese? Senator Kennedy asked him the same question in a hearing in the last couple of weeks.
So you don't think the Chinese would lie to you?
And he dances around the subject. He's still for funding the lab in Wuhan. And the thing is, to me, that shows colossal lack of judgment. I mean, 4 million people have died. So we quoted a very specific paper to him from 2017 from Dr. Shi. So she took an unknown virus with unknown lethality, and she combined it with a known virus with a 15% mortality. And then she discovered that, yes, indeed, this new virus that she created in the lab could infect human cells and damage primate cells. I think it was hard for me to believe that he would deny it in front of the world, because it so obviously is gain-of-function research that anybody with ears to hear, anybody with eyes to see can tell that the research there was the kind of dangerous research that really, even at the NIH, they discussed in 2014, they had a pause. They discussed stopping this. The media is really taking his side, and when he goes on television, the left-wing media basically gives him a pass. They yuck it up and laugh and talk about this and that, but nobody ever asks him a tough question, and he gets by with this. But he's really dangerous to the country.
Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, thank you so much for being here.
Certainly a passionate response from Dr. Fauci today.
Well, the true mark of someone is if they look good, even when their personal emails come out. So you pass the test that very few of us would pass.
News sources like Associated Press that were once objective, if you read their reporting of this, you'll see that it's all completely biased and one-sided and only quotes from his side of the story. How you can say that is not gain of function?
It is not.
It's a dance, and you're dancing around this because you're trying to obscure responsibility. And I will be sending a letter to the Department of Justice asking for a criminal referral because he has lied to Congress. We have scientists that will line up by the dozens to say that the research he was funding was gain of function. He's doing this because he has a self-interest to cover his tracks and to cover his connection to Wuhan lab. I think this Department of Justice will be partisan in the sense that they will do the political bidding of President Biden. It's important for people to know it's a crime to lie, and it's important to know that at least a significant portion of us on our side of the aisle do believe that he's lying. He's one very eagerly in the middle of this, and when you look at the private emails, you see that he was in a very urgent and frightened fashion trying to cover up January 31st of last year when he first heard about this. So yeah, there's something there, and it would be a mistake for us to let it drop.
So once again, Centers for Disease Control has changed its guidance on masks and COVID.
They're now recommending those in high or substantial virus transmission areas, even those who are fully vaccinated, wear a mask again.
The children are in school, and in order to keep them safe in that setting, given the changing situation that has occurred, that's why the recommendation to keep everybody masked when you're dealing with school, even if you're vaccinated.
Dr. Fauci's advice for kids to wear a mask is about as logical as kids wearing lightning protectors. So we could develop special helmets to deflect lightning from kids. The death rate is about 1 in a million for lightning, or maybe a little bit less, and the death rate from COVID is about 1 in a million for children. So no, it's complete overreach. These Dr. Fauci-led control freaks have, had our kids wearing masks while running track. There's absolutely no science in support of that. It's a disaster. It's a disservice to our kids, but it's all coming from people like Dr. Fauci, elitists who don't care about your individual liberty. They only care about you conforming and submitting to his will.
Think about this for a second. You think that it's only the ordinary people, that are doing evil things? There are rich and powerful people that are doing evil, and we just assume, because it's a doctor, because it's this one or is it that one, I can trust them, or because the media told me to like this one, I can trust them. If people don't have the Spirit of God, why would we just assume that they just have good intentions. When the Bible tells us that the spirit of the Antichrist is moving through the earth, the Bible tells us the God of this world has blinded their minds. When you live in the world and you live in sin, you give the enemy legal access to move through you, to flow through you, and the devil will come as an angel of light. I don't care what nobody says, something that's not right with Dr. Fauci. Now, I can hit you with this from a spiritual perspective, or I can hit you with it from an intellectual perspective. I've looked into his past. I looked at him at Georgetown University prophesying years before the virus came. He was saying this was coming. Same thing with Bill Gates. And they're connected. You know, they talk about population control. Why is it, conspiracy. Why is it so hard to believe that rich and powerful people who don't have God, who don't have a relationship with God, so I already know they're empty, probably trying to look for some type of fulfillment. Oh, let me be a humanitarian. Let me save the planet. Let me do this for the good of the world. Why is it so hard to believe that people might be trying to play God in a lab? The Tower of Babel, they were building and they were trying to reach to heaven. They already tried to make man women and women men and impregnate man with their science. Why are we so quick to, I just accept the science, I just accept the facts?